Ashley, I know that we are going to talk about a very silly movie.
Oh, it's very silly.
I was very excited that you and I were also this evening going to get to record a reaction to the San Diego Comic-Con panel for
Interview?
the Vampire Lestat.
Oh, yeah, sorry, shit.
AMC won't put the damn thing up, it doesn't seem like. I don't know. So they've rolled it out. I got all excited. I signed up for... I've been punishing AMC. I have not had an AMC Plus account the last few months. I've been punishing them for Mayfair Season 2, if I'm being very honest. One little vote with my money. Anyway, they got me again, though, because, first of all, I wanted to sign up. First of all, I like having AMC Plus. I like that this show is on AMC Plus. It's a network that I don't mind promoting. They generally make very, very good content, particularly for our group. They've got Shudder, right? Like just the Shudder library alone.
I keep it for Shudder, if only because of that, because I watch horror all the time.
They do a pretty good job rotating new movies too, like the newer movies that they keep in their library that come in and out. That like all the John Wick movies are there.
Great Shudder originals too, like really, really fun stuff.
So I like, and they've got great documentaries as well, the Sundance Channel and all sorts of stuff. But never mind The Walking Dead, if you want to get caught up on that universe, or if you want to get caught up on the Immortal universe.
Mayfair is quite a stain.
But I was on a month-to-month plan, and when Mayfair finished, I was just like, I don't actually need this right now, and I turned it off.
Right now, we're taking a break,
which is silly in retrospect because I think I was on some sweetheart deal. I think I was doing it for like $4.99 a month or something, but it's more than that now. They do have a current offering though, and I want to tell people, if you haven't been subscribed for a while, if you go in and out, they've got a pretty good deal right now. Where you can get 20% off. There's like a code you can get if you're a new subscriber. And so I went and signed up.
That's a good deal.
I went ahead and did the annual plan, and it ended up costing me like, I don't know, $80 for a year, I think, with the discount. So it was pretty, and that was after tax and everything. So yeah, pretty good deal. But I got all excited to watch this thing, and so far it ain't there. It seems to be rolling out in stages, because I did finally see in the TV app, at least, you could see the Walking Dead panel from this year.
Okay.
Let me see now if anything is showing up on...
Maybe somebody saw their panels dropping and got excited that ours was going to drop.
So they have updated like the top image. And
have they switched
apparently,
it to the Vampire Lestat?
It's not only the Vampire Lestat, but it's got the Vampire Lestat and Talamasca in the top header for the AMC. It's called AMC Plus On Stage at San Diego Comic-Con. And, we've bragged about the content that AMC has available. Let me complain a little bit about their app.
They make this so hard to find.
So hard to find. Like, listen, if you go to Interview with the Vampire, the show, or Talamasca, the show, or Mayfair, the show in their listings, this stuff should all be in the you may also like, and it should be in the info bonus
related
features.
Material or what the fuck
exactly.
Ever.
You got to connect these things one to another. Anyway, as soon as that is up for us and one of us can access it, we'll screen share with the other one and we'll watch that and get a reaction video up for it.
But we tonight, are dying.
That is the truth. I'm like, listen, I need this trailer.
Patient. Like, we've been so patient. We want to see this trailer. I want to see this trailer. I only watched it the one time. It was basically sideways and out of audio sync somehow. Ugh.
Yeah. I have been cloistered like a nun.
I know.
In the... I guess nunnery. What's the other word? There's in the convent. There we go. Cloistered like a nun in the convent. I'm up in my bell tower with my chastity belt on here going, please.
Woe is Joel. Woe is
please,
Joel.
Daddy AMC, send me a little Vampire Lestat trailer, please. Welcome to the Articulate Coven, the original, unofficial fan podcast and community for Anne Rice's Immortal universe, The Vampire Chronicles, Lives of the Mayfair Witches, and the Immortal Universe TV series from AMC and AMC Plus. The Articulate Coven is Ashley and Joel, but it's supported by listeners just like you. Find out more at articulatecoven.com/join. Ashley, let's talk about... I I would venture to say perhaps the silliest movie that we've covered on this show, and we have
Without a
covered a few
doubt.
silly movies.
We've covered some unintentionally silly movies as well. This one is both intentionally and unintentionally silly. Number one, I did not remember the sheer number of musical numbers in this.
No,
absolutely ridiculous.
And
I don't
not
just mean
either.
like, oh, there's a lot of music in it. No, there's a lot of like
choreography
dancing at people. There's a lot of like aggressive dance in this.
It's a lot of choreography.
There's a lot of choreography. It's exactly what makes me so uncomfortable. I love it.
Welcome to the Articulate Coven. We are your hosts. I'm Joel.
I'm Ashley.
And we are the Articulate Coven.
And when I was 11 years old and watched this movie, I was pretty sure a big tacky necklace that I bought in the French market in New Orleans was going to make me be able to control the wind. Thanks, Teen Witch.
It was probably your talisman from a previous life, Ashley.
100%.
We all know.
And
they don't sell any other kinds of necklaces in the French Quarter.
They do not. I got a good deal on that because my dad taught me never to never take the price they give you.
I will say there's less haggling in the Quarter these days than there was when we were young.
It's been
gentrified a bit.
It was a free-for-all back in the day. Or at least it was with my family.
Okay, a couple of things I want to get to before we get into this. Is a movie night, by the way. We're going to be talking about Teen Witch
fucking Witch
from 1989. I could not believe how late this movie was. By the way, we're almost done with it last night watching it, and Kelly looked it up to see when it came out. She's like, "Oh, 1989," and I was like, "Really? This feels so old." In retrospect, right? Doesn't it?
It does. And it even kind of like the fashion is more early 80s than late 80s.
Yes, this hair is so big.
Yeah, well, the hair wasn't really what got me. It's all the really high hip cut, French cut swimsuits and things. I was like, that's a little like 84, 86, you know?
Ooh, all right, we're gonna break this movie down, and genuinely, I don't mean to imply that we are going to just throw body blows. I don't know about you, Ashley. I enjoyed my time with it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's a silly good time, y'all.
It's a silly good time. I mean, I gave it a 2.
It did make me think I was going to be a witch when I turned 16. I was really hoping for it. Hardcore.
I rate everything that I watch movie wise. I rate on Letterboxd, and supposedly sometime soon they're going to add like full support for TV shows as well.
Well, that's cool.
They sort of halfway support TV, like a lot of like Chernobyl and things like that miniseries.
Oh God,
you'll find those there, and you can rate them as a movie, but it's a different experience. Anyway, I give a lot of movies like this 2.5 stars and a heart. I say that I like it, but it's only a 2.5 star movie. This is not a good movie, but it's a fun movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, under no circumstances is this a good movie.
2 serious things to get to before we talk about this very silly movie. First of all, excellent feedback from, I think, a pretty new commenter. I think this is somebody who has found us fairly recently. Ensign Kiv 4619.
Okay.
They commented on, this was the last video we made about the Vampire Lestat novel when we broke it down the last time. He's choosy with his details. Yeah, quite a bit ago.
He's choosy with his details.
They say, I adored your video, but the Russian joke was a miss for me. Armand is Ukrainian in the books. Heart. And there's another emoji, I think maybe a Band-Aid. And I assumed that this was in reference to the current conflict in Ukraine, based on a Russian aggression. And I thought, did we screw that up? Because like, I can't remember how long ago this video was. Honestly, that episode was quite a while ago, but I'm fairly certain the Ukrainian invasion was still going on then, because that's been going on for a hot minute.
That's been going on since what?
Yeah, it was like
18, 26,
yeah.
20.
I think, yeah, before we were rolling, I think anyway. So, anyway, I had to go do some research, and I commented. I looked it up, and I was like, no, yeah. I said the Vampire Alphabetary says that he was born in Kiev, Russia. I said it's a great resource, by the way. Includes a forward from Anne, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We've talked about the Alphabetary before.
Yeah, it's a great.
And they replied.
Resource.
They said Armand was born in Kievian Rus, Kiev. Kiev is the name of the city, and it was the capital of Kievian Rus. That was the name of the state or country at the time. Kievian Rus was never Russian, had its own separate history and founding outside of Russia. There are no ties between the two states. I love Anne's work deeply, but she was often ignorant and racist, xenophobic in her writings. And we've talked about that
We
before for
talked
sure.
about that a bit.
Yeah, has some, I mean, it's one of the reasons why I haven't revisited Servant of the Bones, because I'm just like, boy, that is a casket I don't want to open with Anne. I don't think. I'm excited because it's a good book, or in my memory anyway. They say, I don't hold that ignorance against her, as I don't expect each person to be knowledgeable about worldwide culture and geographical specificities, especially in those years. Yet, it also doesn't make sense. It also makes some of her views and writings inaccurate. In turn, a lot of them are not only stereotypical, but harmful, and it's appropriate to question some aspects of Anne's or any other writer's worldview and apply a dose of healthy criticism, changing the language we use in our discussions to be both accurate and respectful. And I was like, well, that's much more heavier thought out than mine. I literally looked it up in a book written by Anne's assistant, to be very frank, and corrected them. I was like, no, I was right. He was born in Kiev, Russia.
Where the guy's
okay, so I'm like,
let me tell you about history here.
let me tell you about the history of Kiev.
Fascinating.
Okay, well, I looked it up. I went further. Okay, so here is where any potential controversy or argument comes in. The city of Kiev, which is K-Y-I-V, by the way. I have always spelled it K-I-E-V. That is a westernized, the preferred spelling is K-Y-E,
and I think
K-Y-I-V, apparently.
Kiev is the preferred pronunciation?
Kiev. You're right.
I'm
I'm adding an E. Kiev, I believe you're right. It was part of the Russian Empire after 1667, following the Truce of Andrusovo, and later part of the Russian Soviet Federalist Society. The book got the USSR, motherfuckers. Yes. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, the big baddie Reddies who were going to come get us, right? The Soviet Union. All right, they were part of the Soviet Union at one point. However, this is a relatively recent part of its long history, as Kiev was the capital of Kievian Rus, a medieval East Slavic state that was the ancestor of modern Russia, Belarus, and Ukraine before falling to the Mongol invasions in the 13th century. So Kievian Rus has its own ancient history. Like the 9th century Viking settlers known as the Rus established this state centered in Kiev, which became known as Kievian Rus. This state was the cultural and political ancestor of modern nations of Russia, Belarus, and Ukraine. Here's why it matters, and here's one of the reasons why Putin is using it as like a staging ground and like
a piece of shit,
beating his chest over it. The Russian nationalist outview, right? Like their nationalist propaganda, the history of their nation that they tell themselves, like our, George Washington told no lies and chopped a cherry tree and et cetera, right? All that bullshit. His teeth were made of wood, not of slaves' teeth. They were slaves' teeth. They were slaves' teeth.
It's not good, yo. I don't love it.
But the Russian version of that they tell themselves, they are the descendants of the Kievian Rus. So Kiev, that city and that region and that state, holds this place in their, historical story.
Right.
It's not real. It was something that was taken over through, conquest and truce, and then forcefully applied as part of the Soviet Union. The natural state of Ukraine and that area of Kiev is freedom as an independent state.
Sounds like it has always wanted to be self-governing.
Yeah, self-determination. But that's why all of this, it literally is called in Russia the mother of Russian cities. That's how they refer to Kiev. So that's why this is such a touchy subject, and I cannot thank you enough, Ensign Kiev. Again, I'm assuming you are probably from the region, maybe, and that's why you know it so well. I appreciate you enlightening me there.
Oh my God.
I wanted to make sure I shared it.
Thanks for sharing that. That's number one. We love history around here. Hello. Number two, we love politics around here. Hello. But man, just like, that's a fucking good story too. That's a really interesting information. I love it. Thank you for sharing.
Let's fix that. Armand is not a Russian. He's a Ukrainian.
Ukrainian
is what he is.
All day.
All right. Secondly, and this is I'm gonna talk a little bit about local, but I want this to move you in your own area too. 2 campaigns got launched in my backyard pretty recently, and I'm super excited about both of them. I don't have someone to rally and discuss with you in my own personal representative district. My representative is, well, I'm just going to leave it at that. Not somebody I'm going to talk about on the air positively, but we've got a fella named Conrad Gable, Conrad for Congress. I'm going to put a link in the show notes in case you're interested. He's running against Speaker Mike Johnson in the Louisiana 4.
Oh, hell yes.
And elect Lauren Jewett is the tag name that she's using on most of the platforms. She's running against Steve Scalise in Louisiana's 1 district. My point here, though, more broadly is if you live in a district that's also got and I'm not just talking about parties here, right? If you live in a district where someone has forgotten who they work for.
Right. Which is
if you
a
live
lot
in a
of
district,
us.
right? Yes. If you live in a
no
district.
matter what side of the coin you fall on politically, I think most people feel underrepresented in government.
There's a handful of that Democratic leadership I'm very excited to see leave after this next term. Yes. And I mean, I wish they'd leave sooner, but whatever. Anyway, if you live in a district where you're not being heard, my guess is there's somebody that's trying to run in that district too, and you ought to be paying attention. It doesn't cost you a dime to follow their socials. It doesn't cost you a dime to share them. It doesn't cost you a dime to make a video promoting that person and discussing why you're supporting them and sharing it on your own socials. You've got a circle of people that listen to you and that aren't politically plugged in for one reason or another. They're not in a marginal group. They're too busy in their personal life. They're struggling financially, whatever it might be. They're not paying attention. It's a hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil kind of situation for them. And that's fine, except that we got to get them to vote. So if you've got somebody like I got Conrad and I got Lauren Jewett is a longtime teacher. Conrad is a first generation farmer. These are good, hardworking, normal human beings that are trying to make a difference in their own little corner of the world. And I bet there's somebody in your corner too. You don't have to run for office yourself, but you got to get behind these folks when they do.
We've got a 6th generation farmer, female, running against Tom Cotton.
That's fantastic.
For one of our Senate seats. We actually have, I think, like 3 candidates that are going to be primarying for that election. It's very interesting here in Arkansas right now, but it's nice to see some people starting to get out of their comfort zones and be willing to kind of get in the fight a little bit. So I'm excited.
Look,
and guys, what happens locally is what impacts you immediately. I mean, that's immediately where you'll see an impact. What happens in your state, in your city, affects you on the daily immediately.
Well, and let me tell you something else too. Simple things like you need a stop sign in a place where you can't get a stop sign currently. Your mayor will listen to your representative. If you can get your representative on the phone or somebody in their office and you can explain the situation to them and get them on your side, first of all, that's what they're paid for. They got an office in your hometown or somewhere nearby their whole job is to listen to their constituents' grievances and needs and also, try to address them as best they can.
Nobody says you can't drunk dial them.
Matter of fact, I think the Constitution says you're supposed to every now and again. I can't cite the verse.
When I think about Benjamin Franklin, I think that that would be something he would want for me.
Man, okay. Anyway, get involved where you are. And if you live in a district that's perfectly well represented and you got a great representative and you don't need to spend any money on that campaign because they're not going to be run against, then great. Throw some money towards somebody like Conrad or Lauren who's running against a real shitheel who is literally ruining not just my corner of the neighborhood, but everybody. I mean, if we can get rid of Mike Johnson, it would be a huge move for democracy generally. So let's make that happen if we can. All right. One more bit of business. We've talked about the live stream the week of September 21st for my birthday. We moved it. We talked about a little bit of business before we got on. No, don't harumph. It's fine. Ashley's got business on the 21st.
Stupid.
No, it's good. Listen. Make that
it's not
money,
even anything
honey.
I want to do. Fine. I get an extra vacation day for doing this, so I'm going to fucking
think about how much fucking fun you're going to have in October and November.
That's right.
And
God.
go make that money.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right. Good thought. Enjoy that extra vacation day at Disney World, bitch.
I have worked all winter. I will not fail
Oh,
summer, I think is the Childish
oh.
Gambino line. We're going to
Except I'm
flip it around.
backwards. I'm like,
We have
I'm
worked all
fucking
summer.
summer, but we are
We will
living for
not fail Halloween, baby.
we are living for
Anyway,
it.
so we are going to live stream on the 20th, September 20th. It's a Saturday. We're going to go live at 11 a.m. Central Time. That's 9 a.m. on the West Coast, noon on the East Coast. If you're in other parts of the world, check your calendar accordingly. There'll be a link in the show notes for that,
Your
so that
clock,
you can.
maybe your clock would be better.
Yeah,
Man,
that
you might
too.
need both. We could be crossing the international date line, for Christ's sake. Get out your calendar and your fucking clock.
Okay. So that's the bit. Oh, one more tease. Next week, Ashley, our first guest.
I'm so excited.
So you and I are going to be talking to Rose actually in the next couple of days, but fans will listen to this next weekend. Rose Sinister is going to be our guest, our first guest on the show. Also, this opens the floodgates, right? Like now we can invite people and it's not weird because we've done it before. But Rose is going to host us for a walking tour, a vampire tour, the weekend that we're there in New Orleans for Anne Rice's Celebration of Life. This is going to be sort of like a tease of that for those of us that are going.
Love it.
For those that aren't going or can't make it this time, then great. You'll get an idea of what it's like to hang out with Rose, and you put her on your list of to-dos for next time. But also, we're going to be talking a little bit about her book. She's got at one that is currently published and one that's coming soon.
Ooh.
This Crimson Debt is the name of the existing novel, and the second in that series is going to be out, I think, maybe even this fall or winter
This
sometime.
Crimson
So anyway,
Debt.
This Crimson Debt, yeah, vampire fiction too. So
maybe I'll have time to read some of it before we talk.
I could not find a copy other than to order one on my Kindle and like to get it in time anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm such not a Kindle reader. I
know.
thought about it today and I was like, you can order. I'm probably going to buy it just because I want to support her. But
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably just going to order myself a physical copy. And then after I read it, I will donate it to my local library so that it's now in the local library for all of my local folks to read. That's my plan. Anyway, super excited to talk to her. She's great. I've been following her online for a while. It is so much fun getting a glimpse into her tour and her lifestyle living in New Orleans. She's been there for, a couple of decades, I think, at this point, or close to
city.
Anyway. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. That's going to be a great interview next week. So there's the business. Let's get to the silly. It's a movie night, and we're talking Teen Witch. Ashley, you said you were 11 when you saw this the first time?
I think 11 or 12, yeah, when it came out. Because, I was, 10 when it came out. I know I didn't see it, in the movie theater. Definitely saw it on, HBO when it came over to HBO. So it's probably 11.
I was probably 9, maybe 10 when I watched it. Same thing, though. I saw it on HBO the first time, and I watched this movie very often. It was one of the ones that I like to repeat.
Same.
She was so beautiful to me. She was absolutely one of my crushes at the time. Now, I'm going to pull up the IMDb for all of these folks.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure I don't forget anybody's name.
Blake Lively's sister.
So, okay, Kelly told me that last night, and it blew my hair back. I was like, what? How is that possible? She also, though, showed me a picture of Robin, yesterday. Robin looks fantastic.
Yeah, she looks awesome. She looks so good.
Why has she not had more work in the last decade and a half? She's on Landman apparently right now on Paramount.
That's good. Good for her.
Yeah.
Well, Joel, here's the answer. She turned 40. You don't get work in your 40s unless you're Carly Gugino.
We giggle, but it's such a truism seemingly. They start offering you witches and then grandma parts, and if you don't want to take them, they roll you on out. So she was in Teen Witch and Karate Kid Part 3, both in 89.
Yes.
She did Someone Like You last year. It Ends With Us last year. That's the one with Blake Lively, isn't it?
Yes, that's the big mess one.
There was such a controversy. She was in that.
Yeah.
She was in Wildcats back in 86.
God, I love Wildcats.
She was in the original Karate Kid too.
She plays Goldie Hawn's daughter. Fucking Wildcats, y'all.
Wow.
If you not watch Wildcats, it's amazing. It's so funny.
The one that I remember her most from, honestly, though, is not this. It's Not Quite Human from 1987 with Alan Thicke as the dad and Jay Underwood as the android. He's like a
Jay
robot
Underwood?
brother. Is
Brian?
it? Mm,
No?
no, yeah, Jay Underwood.
Jay
Yeah.
Underwood? Okay.
Yeah, he's bald-headed these days. But he was in The
I'm
Boy Who
giving
Could
him
Fly. He was
The Boy Who
the
Could
Human
Fly.
Torch in the original Fantastic Four from like 94. He was also in Uncle Buck.
I just have to say this because I just opened my phone to like go to IMDb, and John C. McGinley is, I think, the last of the original Scrubs cast to sign on for the revival, and he has signed on, everyone. If you're a Scrubs fan, Dr. Cox is coming back. Fuck yes.
So listen, I am very excited about the reboot. However, I have never revisited Scrubs after I was a very faithful watcher originally when it was running, but I've never revisited it. And every time I think about it, and anyone I hear go back and watch some of it, they're like, man, that just whole show is nothing but homophobia jokes. Like the whole bit is that they're actually in love and yet cannot discuss it or ever allow it. And it's gross.
I would disagree that that's the case with their friendship. I just think that they love each other, and it's like a real true platonic love, and that we don't get to see that with dudes very often. And so people, I mean,
Yeah, that's fair. Maybe that's it. I haven't revisited, so I can't say. I watched a excellent breakdown of it though by a comedian the other day though, and I was like, man, this is now I'm less excited about.
There's plenty of homophobic stuff, and they have a blackface episode that they had to like talk about not too long ago. So like, I mean, it's not the wokest of the woke, but I mean, it's still a fun show. I will say, if you rewatch it, watch the DVDs because it has all the original music, and if you stream it, it does not.
Boy, that show without the original music could be a real problem, man.
It's not as good.
See, there you go. Folks, every now and again, we bring back up that battle without meaning to. There's something to be said about hard media. And let's be honest, like, physical media will still work probably in the apocalypse as long as you get that generator going,
That's right. Get your Jenny. Yeah.
Okay. I had totally forgotten how this movie opens, Ashley. Love this music video opening. Never. Do you think they'll ever be the same again, Ashley?
Never gonna be the same.
Never gonna be
the same again. Never gonna be. This song is the one that I remember from this movie, obviously.
Yes.
Because how
they reprise it at least twice. I think it comes back up at different times in the movie.
It is quite an earworm.
Yeah. I would say that there's no choreography moment in this film that is quite as embarrassing as the
cheerleader.
No, I was going to say as the dance scene at the end of Once Bitten.
Yeah, it's very bad.
The Boy Is Mine or whatever. Yeah, I was trying to think how that song goes.
Oh wait, if you hadn't said that, I would have been able to tell you exactly what it, because this was also running through my head while I was watching this movie. Give me a minute, it'll come back. Don't give me a minute. We're going to continue, but don't fuck it up. You're going to make it work. Hands off. Yeah. Yeah. He belongs to me. Hands off. He's my private
fantasy. Yes. I'll tell you just one more time, bitch. The boy is mine. Okay.
But there's also a rap battle in this, which is also the worst thing ever. When they're on the rap battle on the street.
The rap battle is the only thing that I remembered as far as musical. I knew that the guys did 2 or 3 songs in the thing, like the 3 bebop guys, and I knew about the rap battle.
No, the rap battle is the only thing I remembered. Yeah. I remembered that there was a dance, but I didn't remember really any songs being at the dance.
They do a breakdown in the middle, like the freaking Robin Hood love song. There's the Disney Robin Hood takes a break in the middle for the foxes to go get Foxy, and there's like the song about love is love is love or something. Yeah, okay. There's one of those here, except it's in a fucking abandoned house, which we'll get to eventually.
Which also looks like a murder house. Don't go fuck a guy in a murder house. Though. Like, I don't care if there's sunflowers.
We're gonna talk about fucking in the murder house, Ashley, for sure. Okay, but first of all, though, we got to acknowledge it. This opening outfit, the outfit she's wearing in the music video to open the thing, which I love that moment. My kids are like, "What is this movie?" I'm watching this with my 11-year-old. not with everybody.
Okay.
My 11-year-old theater kid Nola
Okay.
and my 17-year-old son Judah, they watched it with me.
Excellent.
And Judah had some comments. I've got some notes
I
from
bet.
Judah. But
oh, good. I can't wait to hear them.
Nola's looking at me like halfway through this opening sequence, though, and she's like, "What are we watching?" And it finally switches, and you realize it's a dream sequence. And she goes, "Oh, this makes sense now. Okay,
Yeah,
okay." She
this
got
is
it, and she was in
acceptable.
from then on. She still thought it was very silly.
Oh,
And she kept telling me that Brad needs to put his fucking shirt on. Like,
yeah.
she's like, Brad is shirtless far too much in this
Brad
film.
could wear a shirt, and that would be fine. It would probably be more hygienic for everyone.
All right. I wanted to acknowledge, though, the outfit that our star is wearing in this opening scene is like super tawny Catan coded.
Oh, it is.
Right?
It so is. Yes. It is so. Here I go again. White Snake music video.
Yes.
One
this is a White Snake music video. Yes. Like, I think they literally were like, put that outfit on that
on her
teen girl, please.
On this young woman.
All right. So Daddy was played by somebody famous. What's this fella's name? I don't want to get it wrong. Yes, Dick Sargent. That's it. He was the second Darren on Bewitched.
Yes.
Yeah. First Darren got shafted because he got mouthy. I think wasn't the first. Did it? I don't want to get it wrong. The first Darren was a gay actor, though, wasn't he? It wasn't that why? Isn't that why he got fired?
You know, to be honest, I am not.
You don't. Yeah, Bewitched was not one of your things. I know. No. I believe one of the Darrens was homosexual,
I just knew they
and that's why he got
Darren
fired.
With very little.
Not a word. Like, I don't think they mentioned it at all. Yeah, just move forward, and it worked. It totally worked, honestly, in the end. Anyway, he's good here, and you got to remember, like, there was such nostalgia for the late 50s in the 80s. And it makes sense when you think about it.
Totally. Because however old you are, you have nostalgia for when you were growing up. So, I mean, that's just automatically.
Well, there's
so if you're an adult in the
90s nostalgia now.
Absolutely. I feel it and I enjoy it. Yeah. You think I don't love seeing my delicious fashion on screen?
Two of my children, they are not actually Jinko jeans, but they look like Jinko jeans. And at first I was convinced one of them was wearing an old pair of mine. And I was like, no, everybody went back to big legs. Okay, cool. I'm excited.
Big
legs. I'm excited for the wave. You know, in 15 years, legs. It'll be appropriate for our age to wear those clothes again. So good deal. All right. What was I was talking about Daddy. Okay, the ladies get ready for school, and we get our first glimpse of, first of all, our best friend, which is like every best friend.
Every
in
best
the
friend,
80s.
Adorable, awkward girl with hat. This was a very specific type of person.
So she's 6 from Blossom.
I've frequently served as this character in my own life. Socially awkward girl with hat. That's Ashley.
Mandy Ingber is the actress's name. She's a yoga instructor now and a former actress. She was in Cheers. She played one of Carla's kids.
Daughter.
Yes. Yeah, she played Carla's daughter. She was in Dirty Dancing as well. Not the movie. She was in the TV series, maybe Dirty Dancing.
Was like,
she was in Mr. Mom. She was in The Relic.
Mr. Mom.
Here's an Anne Rice connection.
Hilarious.
She's in Exit to Eden. Now I got to see who she plays in Exit to Eden. This is crazy.
Naughty.
I haven't seen that movie.
Oh wait, that weird ass adaptation with Rosie O'Donnell, right?
And Dan Aykroyd. Yes.
And Dan Aykroyd? Richard Dreyfuss?
No, Richard Dreyfuss isn't in that one, but Rosie O'Donnell, Dana Delaney, and Dan Aykroyd are in it.
I really, really wanted Richard Dreyfuss to be in that.
We need to watch this at some point in the future. Yeah, she's in there. She doesn't have a character name listed. That does not speak highly of how much she's featured in the movie about BDSM. All right. Anyway, she's the great best friend. We meet her here. We also, though, meet the object of our affection, Brad, and we meet our competition in the cheerleader from across the street.
Okay, and I have to say this right now, because this is kind of icky. Because our Robin Lively was 17 when this was filmed.
Huh?
Our Daniel Gauthier, who plays Uh, the love interest there was, 9 years older than her.
Oof.
So
So he
she
was at
was
least 26, maybe 27
yeah.
at the time that they were shooting this. Yeah, that's nice.
He was
Very
born in
good there, Dan.
1963 and she was born in 72. That gives us a little bit of the ick these days.
Okay, I knew I hated this guy, and I assumed that I hated him for the same reason that Kelly kept saying that she hated him. She hates him because he's the guy that kisses Kelly Kapowski in Hawaii.
Oh, that's amazing.
Think isn't he maybe like a shisty real estate dealer maybe or something? I can't remember what he does in that
Oh, that's
special or whatever. But
so
yeah, he's
fucking
the love
funny.
interest for Kelly in the Hawaii special. I hate him because he's the competition in Son-in-Law with what's his name?
With,
Pauly
Pauly
Shore.
Shore.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
That's
He
exactly
plays
why he's an
Travis
asshole. That's exactly why he's
in
an asshole,
Son-in-Law.
Joel. I knew I didn't like him either, but I didn't know why. I just thought it was
Took advantage of our
like
beloved Carla
Carla
Gugino.
Gugino.
Yeah.
Not unlike Nola, I was like, why doesn't he have his shirt on? I mean, he's hot. But she's 17 for Christ's sake.
Which, by the way, like every time we watch a movie, especially an 80s movie, Nola confirms for me that she may be many things. Straight is not one of them. She is not interested in these 80s heartthrobs. She just has no time for them. No.
Has she seen the mummy yet?
See, I'm like, I don't want to turn anything on too early. We'll wait. We'll wait. All right. So our heroine here, I mean, you mentioned it was true in their real lives. She was 17 when she's filming it, and he's 26, but she's underage as a character as well, right?
Yeah.
She's skipped a grade. She's taking
Yeah.
honors classes.
She's super
all
smart.
These kids, yeah, super smart, but just behind. I mean, literally behind in physical development. All these kids are older than her. Man.
And like maturity too. Like, let's be real.
Let's talk about this terrible younger brother, though. I gotta find him.
Oh my god. Legendarily awful. This
Joshua Miller is the actor and screenwriter. So this is not a good guy?
No, I don't know anything about him.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about there was some story that I don't know.
No, not at all.
Okay, he was in a bunch of stuff. He's in The Exorcism from 2024. That's the one with Russell Crowe in it. He's in Teen Witch, of course, River's Edge, Near Dark in 87, and You Thought Your Parents Were Weird in 91. Class of 99 from 1990. That was a creepy, low-rent horror movie. He was in a film called, he was in Death Warrant with Jean-Claude Van Damme in 1990. Anyway, of all the slimy, terrible younger brothers
Noxious.
in 80s movies.
I mean, and that is a trope for the 80s movies. This kid is eating cake under her bed. I
mean, covered in boogers, right? This kid is just like snotty from head to toe. You can feel it.
Yeah, this kid is crusty. I think crusty would be a good way to describe him. He's just gross.
Joshua's bringing the method acting to this role is what I'm saying.
I feel like he would, like, as a younger brother, like, jizz into your socks.
Yeah.
He's got
100%.
like that vibe.
This is a guy that gets caught hiding in your closet when your boyfriend's over or something. Yeah. And you would think that would be the creepiest fuck we would meet in this movie. You'd be wrong. Because we meet Professor Weaver.
Oh, what an asshole. What, like, a dick bag of an asshole. I love, like, that windbag professor fucking stereotype is always hilarious to me.
The problem, though, Ashley, I used to love it too. Here's my current problem with it, though, is that it went from my dad sort of idly complaining that people are ruined by a college education to an entire generation of Americans deciding that any learning is probably going to make you a windbag, like that asshole that was mad at the Ghostbusters. So we have to shut off all the learning. And I'm like, in retrospect.
She went to Walter Peck, kids.
And look, Walter Peck may have had no dick, but he had a point, friends, actually. They had a nuclear reactor.
Listen,
anyway.
It wasn't his business. If he had kept his hands off it, it would have been fine, Joel. Things were escalating. They would have figured it out.
Justice for Walter Peck.
Don't be pro Peck. This is not a pro Walter Peck podcast. I will not abide it.
Professor Weaver is a real Walter Peck.
He's a real Walter Peck of a guy.
He's a real dickhead. And he embarrasses her. He finds the sticky diary is stuck to her paper. And so he reads these notes that she's got about Brad, just goes over the top. And it's like, I mean, look, we've all had that moment where we've been embarrassed in some terrible way in high school. And you think to yourself, I'll probably have to change zip codes now.
Yeah.
But this one's pretty bad.
One of them might be revealing to another person that I thought when I turned 16, I might be a witch. Some things you should keep to yourself, kids.
Okay, we've talked about the multiple musical numbers, and everybody remembers the rap battle. But Ashley, they get into this locker room, and they start doing I Like Boys. And I'm like, this is a musical. This is not... This is not a movie with music like Sinners.
No,
this
feels
is
like
musical.
a fucking musical. Yeah, they were like, come on, girls, let's do the cheerleading routine.
It's the new cheer.
And everybody knows it already. No one had to learn it. Everybody's wearing those.
That was literally Nola's notes. She goes, how does everybody know the cheer already?
I'm with you, Nola. It makes no sense. It's introduced as a new cheer. Everyone knows it. And they can only do it in the bathroom because the choreography involves the stalls?
Okay, wait, though. I want to talk about the size, the capaciousness of this woman's locker room. These ladies at one point are standing on top of the lockers, Ashley, with their hands all the way up, and they're still nowhere near the ceiling of this locker room. It is a cathedral built to women changing their clothes.
And if there's anything we know, it's that women's sports is well-funded.
100%. I guarantee you, this had to be pre-Title 11 or whatever, right? Like, this was not Title 9. There you go.
Title 9 for sure, yeah. I don't know. Maybe they were the first to reap the rewards, Joe. That's what everything for Title 9 went for, was this locker room.
It was about here. It's one of the classroom scenes where Brad and our hero are having an interaction, and Judah turns to me and says, she's skipped a couple of grades, and he has been held back a time or two. That's Mr. Brad, thank you very much. He's got a good union job down at the factory. Makes pretty good money.
We're gonna have Judah on for a movie night if he keeps that shit up.
I was like, you're not wrong, brother. I will say, Ashley, I don't know.
Pointed it out.
I mean, genuinely though, I don't know about you. When I was in like 7th grade, I moved to the same building where I would be a 12th grader in. My girls are actually doing the same thing right now. They're in 6th grade, and they're in the same complex where they'll graduate.
Ours was kind of like a junior high school, kind of like high school was on one end, and it was like through ninth grade over here, and then 10th through 12th over here.
Yeah, they're separate. Like, she doesn't see the seniors on a day-to-day basis, but they're technically on the same campus.
Yeah.
Anyway, my point is, I do remember 7th, 8th. I feel like even when I was a freshman, I would see the seniors, or I'd look at the yearbook, and I'd be like, Jesus, those people look like grown-ups. We all look like children, right?
Well, especially if you go back and look at an old yearbook now, like, why did everyone look 30?
I mean, I guess some of it was they were all smoking, right? Part of it is they were all smoking and suntanning.
That's true. That's very true.
But I don't, I don't know. I know people complain about the hormones in the food and everybody has puberty earlier or whatever, but like we used to be 40 when we graduated high school, and we're not 40 anymore when we graduate high school. So
I mean, like, you go look at a yearbook from 1984 and tell me
man.
that those women do not look like they are news anchors, like serious news anchors.
Like, there's a reason, honestly, why they were all like, we got to have babies right after graduation, because it's like, genuinely, they were hitting menopause by the time they were out a decade.
So much of it was the fashion was super aging, like
the hairstyle is the worst part of it, right?
Certain things in the like the poofy sleeves, once you get past a certain age, start looking real aged. I don't know.
So she's had this terrible day. Louise has had this horrible, sorry, I haven't said her name yet, I don't think. Louise has had this very bad, terrible, horrible, no good day.
Yes.
And to end it all, Brad drives her off the fucking road while he's getting petted in his sports car. This is the moment when Kelly reminded me that Brad is the eternal bad guy because he kissed Kelly Kapowski in Saved by the Bell. Not so at the max.
Funny. No.
I thought it was
Hawaiian special.
I was confusing him in my head when she said that. I was like, is he the guy that ran the Max? Is he like the manager that came in that was dating her for a while and ran her? Like, didn't he? That guy cheated on her, right? She's like, no, he was from Hawaii. He was a very bad man. Anyway, I didn't take that moment to remind her that Zach Morris was a war criminal, but he is. Go look it up, y'all. It's on YouTube. Zach Morris is a horrible, horrible person. All right. Busted bike. She's turned down the ride home. Ashley, even the payphone is dead.
Oh,
what will our poor Louise
now? You're going to go to the psychic's house.
The thunder crashed in the background, and I thought, I heard in my head, there's a light over at the Frankenstein place. She finds Zelda Rubinstein.
Yes, she does. And when you're in the darkness looking for a light, that's what you need in the 1980s is Zelda Rubinstein.
Listen,
I like that she gets to
her.
have fucking fun in this movie.
That's
me really happy. She doesn't have to be tormented or feel creepy or she just gets to have a good time. Yeah.
It's just fun. I enjoyed her in Poltergeist. She's great in that, honestly, but she's so much fun here. As Serena, Madame Serena. So she comes into this fortune-telling operation, and Serena realizes very quickly that she's broke, but she's still going to take the few bucks and give this girl a thrill. Right. Except that as she stares at her palm, she's like, hey, wait a minute. You're not a mark. You're one of us.
You're my old witch friend.
We don't get that.
We don't get that yet. We don't get that yet.
She tells
Spoiler alert.
She says, you're going to get your powers on your 16th birthday. You are a witch. You have wonderful, amazing powers. Anything you want can be made real. And Serena goes,
that sound appealing, kids?
Thank you very much, crazy person.
Right. Meanwhile, I was like, this is going to be what happens to me. Like,
yeah.
I was like,
again.
Huh?
Ashley, you and I could be pulled into the white van with one of several different offerings on a placard.
That could get me into a van. It's very bad.
I guess we shouldn't say that before you and I both go to New Orleans. We'll have to have Kelly and Brett like watch us.
I always have Brett around to like make sure I don't do something absolutely fucking stupid, which is very handy.
Okay. Because I will forget about it if I don't mention it now, Ashley, I do want to say it on the show. Congratulations to your award-winning short film.
Thank you. I've watched it enough that I hate myself in it now. But we had such a good time, and I'm so excited that it won. Like
it's
Jackson,
so good.
Thank you. Jackson, our director and editor, he is just incredibly talented. And it was with our whole improv crew, so it was just us having a really good time. I think it was a little darker than people expected from our silly asses, but it was very fun.
Okay, I want to say it was much lighter than I expected, honestly, based on the what I had heard about it beforehand and the way that it's sort of presented and the opening of the thing. I thought it was
Opening
going to
is
end.
quite bloody.
The opening is so fucking bleak. Where it goes, I think overall is much more
It's pretty
satisfying
hilarious.
than it might be hinted at. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
like, you guys know torture porn's not my thing. Dark comedy, oh, you can make it black as your soul, and I am for it. I'm for it. So this is that.
Brett did all the combat, kind of coordinated all the violence in it, which is really fun. And
there's so much, and it's fascinating to me because it is an example. There's a link in the show notes, by the way, if you haven't seen it yet. It's up on YouTube. You can watch the whole thing.
It's very silly.
There is so much I love because it's an example of how to maximize the feeling of action while minimizing your budget, right? Like, you guys don't actually film that much violence at all, and yet there's so much implied in moment to moment. Anyway, the choreography is superb. The cinematography is really great. The acting's top notch. In particular, Ashley and Brett both have great roles in it. So
Brett's
go
hilarious.
check it out.
He accidentally got a little stoned when he was filming it.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
It was on accident. It's hilarious.
Okay. The reason I brought that up, though, specifically, first of all, just to throw your flowers and remind people that they can check it out. But secondly,
covered in blood.
You had posted like the shot of you all accepting your award. Someone I shared it in the group again to give you your flowers, and everybody said congratulations, and it was awesome. But a few people anyway, were like, "Hey, you have said it, but you are a small person. You are a tiny little lady."
I am.
You would tower over Zelda Rubinstein, but pretty much anybody else, you are shorter than.
Like, pretty much, if there's someone famous that you're like, that's a pretty short person, I'm sure the only person I have a half-inch on Kristen Chenoweth.
Really?
A half-inch.
She is so. I knew she was tiny. I didn't realize she's that's
she's
itty
4'11". I'm 4'11 and a half. But she's like Birdie. I'm peasant stock, like, I'm like from the hills. I'm supposed to be digging for potatoes and running through the lowlands. Like, I'm not even from the highlands because I can't do the altitude.
I tried to explain to my doctor one time that I was always going to be a husky boy because I come from a people who need to be ready in case the land barons decide that they're going to be starved out.
The British
I have
hate
to take
us.
to the fields.
Right? You've got to be ready. Yeah. If I cut calories too much, my body's like, uh-oh.
Is it time for revolution?
and just like continuing that generational trauma by being poor in the South, like, it's not like we've helped it.
No, it's very, very accurate.
Eat a biscuit before you die.
Anyway, I was showing the family at some point, or the photo was open, maybe on my iPad or something. But one of the kids was like, "Holy moly, is that Miss Ashley? She's really little." And then Kelly had a moment where she goes, all the kids think that I look like her, and it is going to be very silly when it looks like a mini me and a maxi size walking around together in the quarter. I was like, that's all right. Brett's twice my size too, so you can carry Ashley and Brett can carry me, and we'll look like twinsies. It'll be all. My hair's even starting to get long now.
Yeah,
like we're all set. We're all set. Anyway,
Brett will look like Kelly and I.
With
his long
he does
red
have
hair.
The flowing curly red hair.
It
is true.
Red hair. So he'll just
all
smash
three of
the
you guys
crew.
lined up. There you go.
I love it. We're gonna have so much fun. All right,
it's going to be so much fun. Yeah, but so you won't be able to notice us in a crowd if you're looking for Ashley. Is my point? She will be hidden from you.
I will be hidden.
So you are very close.
We all
have to look for a tall man that looks like a Highlander.
That looks like a Highlander. We all have special skills. Look, listen, and I can get through a crowd. Like, Brett will grab my hand and I'll duck, and that is a really good skill to have. And then other situations, he goes out in front and blocks, and then I duck behind. It's very handy.
Either or both. You both necessary skills depending upon the the right crowd, right?
The wrong crowd, I could like literally get suffocated pretty quick and easy. Not to be dark.
Actually, how much of a shitheel do you have to be to throw a party on the day of someone else's birthday?
Party just to
like,
be a.
She hadn't planned that. she found out about this girl's birthday party and threw a party
And
to
just threw
fuck
a
this girl over.
party. Well, look, I mean, I don't know that many people were gonna come to this party.
Sure. She's
And
sort of a
let's
screech
be real.
at this point.
Well, I don't think her parents put that much effort into the party planning.
I don't think her so let's talk about her parents first of all. So her father seems to not have a clue in the world, and her mother, it feels a lot to me like the mom from Mean Girls, except she doesn't have a Mean Girls daughter, right? Like, doesn't it feel like she wants to be like, I'm not like a regular
She does have that
mom.
little bit of a vibe.
I'm
that,
a cool
like,
mom.
We're gonna have a party, but then I'm not gonna do anything for it. Like, there's not really gonna be like activities.
Feels like she would have been ashamed to see people there at her daughter's party, almost, is my thing. I'm not a fan of mom, is my point.
She's like, I'm embarrassed you came. Shame on you.
Right? All right. This sex ed class taught by the ag teacher, not
Which
ag,
also
she
is
was like a home ec
probably
teacher.
like my first sex ed class, if I think about it. This was probably like the first sex ed class I had.
Let me describe the parts. Oh no.
And
what does she say at one? But she says something like
chance condom, which is really good because that means they learn the important part of the fucking lesson.
Edna the egg or something like that. And she's got a really pretty face drawn on her.
Cute.
It's like Stevie the sperm or something. Oh, it's
and
terrible.
Agnes the abortion. Because you could get one back then.
I mean, it's so dystopian to think about the fact that nobody in that classroom would have considered, like, nobody would have yelled quickly, that's baby murder in 89. And yet, it's like so quickly they turned so many of them on a dime with just like propaganda and bullshit. It's great. It's unbelievable what has happened to our country. Those of you in another part of the world might just be like, what's happening to Joel and Ashley are breaking down because it's like, we remember when we had a civilization.
It was when we were 12.
Yeah, we're not old. Like, I don't.
Messy. I know. We were just talking about. Brett was talking about our friend Roger, and Roger's like, "Damn, the only thing he's the only thing I'm good at anymore is a good shot." And he was like, "I was really hoping I'd be dead before we had to do all this shit again." I was like, "Yeah, heard. I thought democracy would make it a little longer." We really need more complex films to discuss. Otherwise, we get really off track. We could have wrapped this movie up in like 25 minutes.
We need more complex films to discuss is the name of the episode. I thought I had a good one earlier, but we need more complex films to discuss. That's it, baby. Okay. All right. So she first of all,
party.
Oh my God.
It's her birthday. She's 16.
We finally meet Miss Malloy, the theater teacher. I love Miss Malloy.
I like this actress too. Like, I like her.
Yeah, where is she?
Marsha Wallace. She's been in everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what did she do?
Mrs.
Some
Krabappel.
voice work?
Yes,
that's
Simpsons.
What it is. Yes, she was Mrs. Krabappel. Okay, I thought I knew her from something. She was on Password Plus a lot back in the day, apparently too. That's interesting. Yeah, she's great, and she's great in this. And Ashley, like, she hit so home to me. She says this thing. I'm trying to find the line here. I want to skip ahead to it. Where is it? There we go. Okay. Miss Malloy is talking about her theater career. She says, the best reviews in the world, and then 2 years without a part. Oh, well, I love teaching. And listen, we've talked about it before, how much Ashley and I appreciate and love and respect our mentors, our various mentors in the theater world. However, the tale is endless, friends, of people who gave it the old college try and burn out on one of the coasts or in Chicago and said, hey, you know, I'd like a fucking life, actually, and a steady paycheck, and turn to teaching. Not that there's anything wrong with that. This is played for laughs here.
Right.
But it's a common story is what I'm saying.
But that is not always the best. Sometimes they have a chip on their shoulder, that teacher. And we're very glad that she does
a very
not.
particular opinion of the theatrical industry, right? As a whole. Or like, well, what they'll do is they'll suck your labia out is what they'll do and throw you to the trash can and burn you up like a husk is what they'll do. You know?
The worst
they'll
thing I
trade
was
you
ever
for a
told was
chocolate bar.
if you're gonna be small, you have to be small. And I was like, "Oh god. Like, what do you mean? I can't get taller. Get smaller."
Boy, that's pretty fucking rough,
Yeah.
honestly. Um,
I
I
give
I
you
was
3
told
guesses and the first 2 don't count.
I was told more than once that I had a lead actor's attitude with a character actor's face and build. So
Is that this? I bet that might be the same answer that mine was.
I think it might have come from the same person. Anyway. Okay. Sorry, let's get back to this fucking movie. She gets a talisman from Malloy. Malloy finds this. She's going through the props and the
Yes.
costuming. Oh, look at this
Because
beautiful
she didn't get
amulet.
our girl Louise did not get the lead in the play like she should have. She is the assistant costumer. So
Can we talk about the fact that the only crew member announced out loud was poor
so
Louise, by the way?
assistant costumer. Joel, we all know that's the most important job. It's not the stage manager. It's the assistant costumer.
Well, I mean, and in the real theater world, those parts are not announced. And generally, the people that are angling for those roles are not angling for the lead in the play
Also
as well.
angling for the
Yeah.
like,
It's
yeah.
like, yeah. Anyway, you submit a bid to be, hey, I would like to be your costumer or whatever. Anyway, okay. She gets this magic talisman. She gets to the dance with the terrible cousin of the
so gross.
cute cheerleader. She's on this double date with Brad and the cheerleader. And this is like, okay, it's so funny. Kelly keeps talking about the kids are making fun of him. And Kelly keeps saying, if you took the glasses off, he wouldn't be that bad looking. And Judah several times says something like, it ain't the glasses that I'm worried about here. So later when he's about to assault her in the car, he's like, I told you it wasn't the glasses. I was worried
He's
about.
got a vibe, and I knew he had a vibe. Always listen to your gut, Judah.
Yeah, this is a terrible, terrible dude. The good news is he disappears in a little while, so it's fine.
He does. We don't know what happens to him.
So she is complaining about her date, and the best friend says, be grateful, I had to come alone. To which point she finds Brad's eyes and says, oh, I wish he'd just come over. And he does, Ashley. He does come over.
Is it magic?
I think it might be. We get our first little hints here. The rest of the evening does not go as planned. They get separated. She gets pawned off on the cousin again. They're out driving the roads. He says one of the most ridiculous lines. Wait a minute. This is the line that he says. I can drive through the fog like a hog with a hard on.
Blech.
What?
Blech.
What?
Blech. So I did read, and when I was doing my research for this film,
nice.
that it was originally meant to be like a Teen Wolf sequel, like in that world of Teen Wolf, but it's a teen witch.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then
that would have been fascinating.
Right. But then they kind of abandoned that and I guess took the musical route. I don't know.
Yeah, somebody didn't pony up for the rights and want to pay off the extra executive producer. So Jared Chandler plays David, the cousin here. He's in a couple of really interesting movies to think about. This one, he's in Flight of the Intruder in 91. He's in Field of Screams. I don't know about that one. He's in Feds from 88, and he's in The General's Daughter with John Travolta in 99.
Okay.
Operation Dumbo Drop and Point Break as well. Huh.
Okay, this was the other thing I read. The first draft was raunchier and more in the style of a teen sex comedy like Porky's. And I think that's probably a line that hung around from that.
This movie feels like it could have been right up the Once Bitten alley.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Where it's all about virginity, effectively.
Which I'm really glad they didn't do, since she's fucking 17.
Not just that, but like, honestly, it plays better like this. It's like a really sweet, fairly clean comedy, honestly. There are those 80s things that make you go, ooh, a couple of times. But like, mostly this one, again, I could show it to my savvy 11-year-old, and there wasn't anything really like
Right. She has
inappropriate or
the
bothersome.
right opinions
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, she goes tisk tisk a couple of times at the
Right.
movie, basically, and that's it. Okay, so but Louise says, "Yeah, I wish you'd just get lost, or I wish you'd just disappear." And he does. He vanishes from the front seat of this car. I do wonder, like, does David, did he appear somewhere else? Did she
Had to
Thanos snap him out
reappeared
of existence?
eventually because Zelda says that her powers aren't super strong yet. And
Oh,
that
okay, good point.
because
Good
that
point.
water reverses it, and eventually it's going to wear off. She's not super strong yet. So I feel like he's going to be okay, though he
He'd
deserves
sweat
to
in the
be.
void a little bit, and then he'd blink back into
He
existence.
could fucking sit in the void. Think about what you've done.
When he disappears from the front seat, she has to like grab the wheel of the car and like make sure that it's not going to drive off the road on her or whatever. Kelly looked at me and said, "See, I would have assumed the rapture just happened and I'd gotten left behind." Religious trauma.
Who knew that Teen Witch was going to give us so much to unpack as a family?
Kelly did. I asked her at one point, I was like, "So when did you watch, how old were you when you watched this movie?" She goes, "This is the first time I'm watching this movie." I'm like, "Really? You never saw this as a kid?" She goes, "First of all, it didn't run on regular television. It ran on cable, and we didn't have cable when I was growing up. But secondly, Dad never would have let us watch a movie called
witchy.
Teen Witch.
Yeah,
never would have let us watch Teen Witch." I'm like, "Okay, fair point, fair
she
point."
probably missed the what's the other one? The Worst Witch? Oh.
So she did see Hocus Pocus at some point when we were still pretty young, although that was a few years on, of course.
Yeah, but she probably saw
she
Hocus
watched some
Pocus at a sleepover. I almost guarantee
Yeah,
you.
probably. No, and all the Halloween, like she watched some horror movies too. Those were always at sleepovers
That's got
and everything.
real sleepover vibes. It's me. It's
Yeah.
me. She was in my house. I'm the gateway drug.
So our terrible younger brother gets paid off here when he starts calling Louise a dog and turns into a dog himself.
Into a dog. Yes.
Thought that was pretty funny, especially when he blinks back into boyhood later and he pants for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was very good stuff there.
Threw him into the bathtub.
Really enjoyed that. So she's got this book.
Of spells.
First of all, she goes to Zelda. She goes to Madame Serena and gets this book of spells. Serena says, "I know what it's like to be 16. I've been 16 4 times already. I do wonder what's the deal with the reincarnation here." So Serena's been coasting. First of all, Serena looks the same in both the yearbook and today.
It's true.
And so does Louise, except Louise has not lived that whole time. I'm not clear on what their plan was exactly there.
Maybe
on the
Louise
fact that they're old witchy friends
before, but doesn't remember the previous yet.
So you're saying you think that Zelda has not lived like 300 years continuously, that she also has probably
she's
cycled.
At least split it up a little bit. Because she said she's been 16, 4 times?
4 times. Good point. So she takes the book and she goes to start reading and learning the basics on a carousel, which the setting there really reminded me of that great opening scene from the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie.
Yeah.
On the carousel.
Yes.
Yeah. So she's going to turn old Brad into a love slave. Except Louise can't quite go through it. She lets him off the hook.
That's not her style. She wants to be loved for who she is.
She has no moral qualms, though, with fucking up Mr. Weaver. She voodoo dolls that motherfucker.
Well, he's an asshole. Let's be real.
We said it earlier. That turns out very badly for him. Not only does he lose his pants on stage in front of his classroom, but then he falls down the stairs on his way being dragged out of the building for psychiatric treatment.
And here's the thing. You can't just put down a voodoo doll. If you make a voodoo doll, you need to kind of keep up with that voodoo doll. Like, I think that's your responsibility as the voodooer, like that you need to keep up with it.
You remember that flour sack we had to all keep for a week as a baby in high school, right? Yeah, same. Same. You got to hang on to that motherfucker.
Oh, you can't. Don't just leave it somewhere. It's going to get wet and pasty.
Miss Malloy gets all the luck suddenly. She's got a lottery ticket, even though she never bought a lottery ticket.
Never bought one.
Boy, I wish somebody would buy me one for this weekend real quick. It's $1.7 billion apparently on Saturday.
If a ticket appeared in the pocket of my jacket, I would not complain.
Hey, listen. I'm not saying I'm going to announce it, There will be signs if suddenly we rent the Superdome, though, for the New Orleans weekend, okay? I might have come into a little money. Fucking, what's his name? Who did the Super Bowl halftime show? I can't think of his name suddenly.
Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah, there you go. If Kendrick Lamar performs at our live podcast recording in November.
That's an indication.
It's like I'll get an AI version of Orson Welles to narrate the intro of the show from now on. I'm going to hire Sam Reed for the weekend.
Yeah.
He's going to fly in from Toronto. Anyway,
just hang out with us. Shirtless because we paid extra.
I will say I did daydream just for a minute today on the ride back and forth to drop off Nola for play rehearsal about like building my own fucking compound where like my mother was close but not right on top of me.
Yeah,
you know, there's a giant pool for the neighborhood. There's a 14-car garage, et cetera, et cetera.
Everyone all has private spaces and also community spaces.
Yeah, I daydreamed about building a fucking complex and you know,
our crew talks about that all the time. How we love to have a bunch of like small houses, community garden, community pool.
I have such a nice studio. Oh, I'd have such a nice studio.
Studios that we could all work in, and like we have a friend who's an amazing ceramics artist, and he could have a studio and could teach classes out of it. It's the dream.
Very specific private greenhouse covered with solar panels.
Yes.
Anyway.
For the people. For the medicine.
The people.
For the medicine.
Ashley, things have taken off now with our girl, however. She decides she doesn't turn him into a love slave, but she is willing to do the most popular girl spell.
Yeah.
The first spell that they come up with. I was like, yeah, okay, I could see that. The first spell that Zelda finds is too strong. This is Cleopatra's spell. This is Marie Antoinette, Marilyn Monroe, Annette Funicello. I like that she gets thrown in there too.
Funicello is one. We don't need to go that hard.
Yeah. But guess what? Louise is never going to be the same again.
No, because
so here we get it again.
Gonna get a jacket from a pop star.
So she does. She goes to this concert, and I love this moment.
Which sounds like it should be the name of a cake song. Jacket from a pop star.
This woman felt like somewhere between Paula Abdul and like Sheila E.
Susanna Hoffs.
Oh, was this an actual rock star?
No, but that's exactly who she reminds me of, is Susanna Hoffs, who is the lead singer, not the lead singer. They were all supposed to be on equal footing, but the guitarist and one of the singers from the Bangles.
Okay.
I had to look to see because I thought she looked just like her, but it's not her.
That's fair. The Bangles would work too. That's right in the wheelhouse of what I was thinking.
But that's exactly who she looked like to me. Like her face, hair, everything. I was like, well, that's fucking Susanna Hoffs.
Louise says, though, on the way back there, she tells Polly, her best friend, she says, I just have a feeling she wants to give me her tour jacket. And she does, in fact.
Want to give you?
Hey, I really want you to have this. This is my lucky jacket.
I've had it since my very first tour.
So Serena throws in the last of her own powers, and this spell is all ready now. And so, boom, Louise is fully powered up. She has her Castle Grayskull moment. Yeah. I have the power.
Yeah. And now she is fucking cool. And there's a montage.
Right before our rap battle scene, though, or I guess it's a little bit before the rap battle starts, we get a glimpse of these beatbox boys, and Polly says, "Look at how funky he is."
Oh my God.
I will say I like the beatbox boy way better than Brad.
Well, I like that our quirky sidekick has a quirky crush. Like we're always supposed to have the quirky crush. It's very good. It's important.
All right. Finally, we have come to our murder house in the woods, in the middle of a sunflower field, with broken windows, Ashley.
It's like a Gap perfume ad.
First of all, why does Brad know about this empty house with mattresses in the middle of a field?
Why does Brad know about this house, Joel? You know why Brad knows about this house.
Brad's got a Mustang, and his girlfriend is rich. They don't have anywhere.
Look, listen, Brad's fucked a freshman girl. Every year there's been a new freshman girl. He has that reputation.
I get older, they stay the same age.
Well, that's what happens when you repeat a grade.
Dad, 100%. 100%.
That might apply to college too. I don't know.
Watch out. I did a 5th year. I didn't repeat anything.
Yeah,
I just really enjoyed myself.
But you didn't collect freshmen.
I didn't collect freshmen. That's true. I had a very strict no freshman policy after my freshman year, in fact. I did try to collect seniors those first couple of years, though, if I'm being honest. So,
upgrade.
All right. Everybody starts wearing their hair just like Louise. I love this moment where we go across the lab and everybody's got their hair up in the sideways ponytail.
And the cone thing and the Madonna, like, bra cone. I loved those. I remember those from back in the day.
There's a pan through the campus at one point, Ashley, and there are a myriad of signs all over the campus that say variations on Louise Mania.
Yes, Louise rules. We love Louise.
Louise for president.
Forever. Louise for president. Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
And there's like people following her around, like a progressively larger group in the montage following her.
All right. Let's go back. I just want to return to the murder house for one moment here. Let's get specific. Let's get theoretical. What went on between Brad and Louise? Did Louise give
up her sweet flower?
Yes, her maidenhead, as it were.
No, I would say Louise did not.
I don't think she did either. She might have gotten a little handsy, right? Like maybe a little mouth stuff even.
Oh, yeah.
For sure, over the clothes.
We hit some bases for sure.
Second base for certain.
Yeah.
Brad's still hoping for the big dance to be.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's what the big dance is for. Okay. Otherwise, he wouldn't care.
That's what the big dance is for.
He wouldn't show up for the big dance if he didn't think he was going to get fucked after the big dance.
So the play that they're all working on is in final rehearsals. It seems like maybe literally like a tech run before they're going to open.
Yeah, literally it feels like about to go out on stage and perform.
Yeah. And this is the first time that anyone has mentioned to this lead actress the bit about not saying good luck on stage. That seems very unlikely to me.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're theater people. That's 100% unlikely.
Well, not even theater people, but you've all watched a fucking movie about a play, right? We know this. Yeah, or watched Glee, exactly. We know the break a leg thing. I think everybody knows that at this point. But since Louise says it, the lead actually breaks a leg, and now Louise is going to get to play the part.
Yep.
Also, she's a cheerleader now? When did she become a cheerleader, Ashley?
She didn't even have to go through tryouts.
No.
My God. I like their cute little long sleeve sweaters, though. They're very cute.
So those are super cute. I will agree with you there. There's a weird moment for me here, though. So the girl breaks her leg, and they're telling Louise that she's going to have to go on. And suddenly Polly's there to make her feel bad about it. Polly's like, really, Louise?
Polly Pocket's showing up.
Did you push
her conscience? Polly's her conscience. That is her Jiminy Cricket telling her not to be a cunt. Don't be a popular bitch. I'm your Jiminy Cricket.
This is that moment where it becomes obvious what kind of movie this is going to be. This is not going to be like and magic saves the day kind of movie. This is going to be a movie where you realize the real magic was the friends we made along the way.
Inside you all along.
All along, yeah. And you have to go back to those. You got to dance with the ones what brung you, Ashley.
And if
Polly
they love
cannot
you,
be left
they will
behind.
stay with you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The saxophone is so strong in this soundtrack, Ashley. So much saxophone throughout.
Might it be our shirtless saxophone player from...
It's funny. I threatened the kids with literally learning how to play the saxophone just so I could dance around with a dog collar and an oiled up chest.
Oh my God. That is the funniest shit. I love that guy
I still believe.
the guy hits all the circuit, the cons now, and like is making tons of money. Good for him.
Listen, you gotta get that autograph money while you can, Ash.
Look, it's the way to be these days.
So Louise has a crisis of conscience again. She says maybe the most popular girl in the world spell was too much of a slant for me. She turns Brad down for the big dance. She's not going to go with him. And Brad is so upset that he immediately takes the girl he originally intended to take.
The blonde.
No qualms whatsoever.
Randa?
Yeah, Randa is her name. Which, boy, that is an 80s mean girl name for sure.
Oh, it is. That name does not exist in today's world.
So, funny enough, there is a current project that I like, the Monsterverse, Ashley, with King Kong and Godzilla and whatnot, from Legendary is the name of that movie studio, right? There is a character from the King Kong movie, Kong Skull Island, played by John Goodman. His name is Randa. And that character comes back in the Monarch TV show and has some family members. Their last name, it's a last name in that, but their last name is Randa, which I thought was interesting because I had never heard it otherwise and didn't remember it from this movie.
Why would
Zelda tells us, though, yeah, right. Zelda tells us the real magic is believing in yourself. If you can do that, you can make anything happen. I do love that all these movies had not just a happy ending, but a moral, right?
Little
like the G.I. Joes came out at the end and told us the more you know.
The more you know. Don't get into a refrigerator in the dump.
And knowing is half the battle.
That was the most important thing I learned from them is don't hide in a refrigerator in the dump.
So I like that Louise brings Serena to the dance. I thought that was a cool moment. Of course, the climax of this movie is going to be the big dance.
Yes. If you didn't know, now you do.
What is our resolution to this seeming war for Louise's intentions and future? She throws the amulet of power to Serena, which means that Serena's got her power back and she's all juiced up, I guess.
Huzzah and whatnot.
And meanwhile, Brad chooses Louise anyway, even without the power of the amulet and the special spell.
She's wonderful, even without her magic.
All of my family members turned very quickly to say, and he just left that other girl there, I guess?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
that's how that goes for the other girl.
We'd like to dislike Randa, but to be very fair, like Randa didn't even really do anything.
They're really
mean
not
to this
even
girl.
mean girls. Like this is not even really that big of a mean girl. Like opposition.
Once she becomes the popular girl, they all immediately start mimicking Louise. Like it's not anyway. Yeah, I don't know. This one sort of fizzles out for me at the end. I think you show up for Zelda Rubinstein. I think you showed up for the rap battle and Blake Lively's lovely sister, Robin Lively. I gotta tell you, of the two Livelies, I'm gonna choose Robin.
Oh, 8 days a week, always.
Every day and twice on Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. My I do think that I like that Blake always really brings a good look for the Met Gala, but if that's what I can say first about you, I don't know. I don't know what that means about you or me, frankly.
Man, here's what I really know about Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds is that my wife has currently fallen down a TikTok rabbit hole about how apparently they're the center of everything wrong in Hollywood and nobody likes them. Everybody hates them. I guess they'll go eat worms.
Ooh, I bet they'll go enjoy their billions of dollars.
Yeah, that's what I was like. They'll cry themselves to sleep on
Let
their giant
me cry
pile of
myself
money.
to sleep on my Mint Mobile money.
Let me see if I can win the lottery, and I too will buy a European football team of some sort.
I discovered it's not that expensive to rent out Magic Kingdom, apparently, for a few hours.
Now, see? Articulate Coven at the Magic Kingdom. You know what? Wait a minute. Florida made vaccines illegal. Actually, fuck that. We're going to Disneyland.
Hey, no,
Ashley.
if we go, we'll all be together. We'll be
Fair
vaccinated.
enough. We can shut the whole park down.
We
can require cards at the door. We'll be all right. Good point.
If it's our crew, we know we're not stupid.
No fucking locals, I guess.
Oh no. Unless you're a card carrying Coven member.
All right, y'all. Thank you, everybody who voted for this movie. First of all,
I can't
it's
believe
been
we
kind of
talked for almost an hour and a half
fluctuating. Yeah, I
about
know, right?
this movie.
It's been kind of fluctuating on the list for a while, but we really did enjoy it. It was a good one
Yeah.
for us to revisit.
I mean, I
I
really
am
thought I was gonna be
excited.
a witch for a while. This movie's got some meaning in my heart.
That's all
It
right.
didn't happen
You
the way I
thought you
thought.
were you thought you were going to be a witch. I thought I was going to be Swamp Thing when I grew up. Everybody has a dream. Ashley,
It's
I've got
fine.
a dream. I've
I
got
light
a
some
dream.
candles and burn some incense and think some thoughts sometimes, and that's about as witchy as it gets over here.
It's really funny. I never even took a biology class. Really, like I don't know how I thought I was going to get to Alec Holland, but
Took a
somewhere.
biology class, but I never went except for the tests.
Well, I withdrew. I went like the first. I took biology 101, I think, because I had to.
I still
Whatever
have
the
nightmares.
GER requirements. It was
Literally
so
still have
hard.
nightmares to this day.
It
To
was
this
so
day,
hard.
Joel, that like there's a class that I quit going to and then I forgot to drop and now I'm gonna get a fucking 0 in it. Like, I am 46. I haven't been in college since 2001.
Okay, I do not have that as a recurring thing, but about a year and a half ago, I woke up one Saturday morning and freaked out for a few hours after I was awake, trying to figure out how I was going to make it up and talk my way out of it. And then I finally realized you haven't been in college in almost 2 decades. Like
Yeah, you're fine. You're clear.
this is not an issue. Actually,
Yeah.
you have lots of issues. This
You've
ain't
had
one of them.
many jobs since then, actually, turns out.
Oh man. All right. Thank you, especially to all of our patrons for making these videos possible.
Oh my
You can
God,
join us
yes.
at articulatecoven.com. Oh, on the note of patrons, I want to mention this. As we record this will come out on September 7th. Tomorrow on our Patreon, our patrons will begin to receive a once a weekday episode of Dark Shadows. I'm moving to 5 days a
Ooh!
week for Dark Shadows.
Jesus, Joel.
So listen, I recorded. I was like catching up. I had taken like a week off, and I was catching up recently, and I did like 6 or 7 in a week. And I was like, that's not that bad. And actually, like, if you record one every day, and I'm editing one about every day too, like you get into a rhythm and you remember the material. Anyway, it worked out better. And I was like, I ought to just release them. So I'm not tying myself to that for YouTube, but we are doing that for patrons starting on Monday, September 8th. We're going to be doing episode 96. So this week we'll get to 100, which means that by Christmas, New Year's, we'll be right at episode 200, which means that we're going to have vampires finally. I'm so excited. We're going to get to vampires faster this way. So, all right. If you've never watched those, by the way, I've done 95 episodes now of Dark Shadows. It's a lot of fun. It's a silly soap opera.
A great, goofy, creepy soap opera. It's so fun.
There's like so little supernatural stuff for the first run, but
It's true.
I think that's better because you get embedded with all of these characters and the family dynamic and everything.
Yeah.
And also, I'm enjoying it and have really been enjoying breaking it down because I think about Days of Our Lives, which I was intimately familiar with when I was growing up, and Dallas, which I was intimately familiar with growing up.
Passions?
And the tropes. Passions is another one. See, I keep thinking to myself, someday you'll finish Dark Shadows, Joel, and what will you do then? And the Dark Shadows remake was only like 1 season. Yeah. Passions went for years, y'all.
Dude,
we'll get into Passions.
I will watch Passions with you,
Timmy!
Joel.
I fucking loved Timmy so much.
Austin was on an episode of Passions. Did I tell you that?
No,
from
wait.
Tech?
No, I didn't know that.
Austin of Laura and Austin.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right.
He delivered a letter to the monkey, to the chimpanzee.
It's so funny. I thought you meant Austin from Days of Our Lives, and I was like, oh, I'm familiar with the crossover.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Episodes.
No. Our Austin that went to Tech with us. Yes. I didn't throw out a last name just in case he didn't want people to know.
Right. He's like, that's not on my resume.
Ashley,
that's not. I didn't make scale for that, actually. Okay. Folks, we will be back next week with our discussion with Rose Sinister. In 2 weeks, we've got a live stream for my birthday. Then we're going to go into our topic episodes. We're going to be talking about New Orleans. We're going to be talking about Anne Rice. We're going to talk about other vampire fiction. All of that and more coming ahead on the Articulate Coven. Until the next time we talk to you, we have been your hosts. I'm Joel.
I'm Ashley.
And we are the Articulate Coven. Thank you for sharing this time with the Articulate Coven. Support the show as either a free or paid member at articulatecoven.com/join. You can also find us on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Find more from the Coven with our sister show, Flan Again, covering the works of Mike Flanagan.